Dr. Cate Denial is the Bright Distinguished Professor of American History and Director of the Bright Institute at Knox College in Galesburg, Illinois. She is also a pedagogical consultant who works with individuals, departments, and institutions around the world. Her book, A Pedagogy of Kindness, argues that instructors and institutions of higher education must urgently focus on compassion in the classroom. We began our conversation with the origins of a pedagogy of kindness. If you could, Kate, tell me about a great teacher that you had that helped shape your own work in education.
I dedicated a pedagogy of kindness to two teachers who really made a big difference for me. And the first was Mr. Winter, who was I grew up in the United Kingdom, so I never am sure which grade I was in the
Sure,
American system,
you
but I
bet.
was about 8 years old.
Okay.
And we studied World War I poetry, so Sassoon and all of the other poets of that era. And he treated us with the sort of seriousness that that topic demanded. And the way
Sure.
that we learned about World War One was through these tremendous, searing poems about loss. And so it's very much part of the cultural memory of World War One in the United Kingdom is
Okay.
just what a staggering loss it was. But I just remember that so much. And then he had us write our own poems about World War One. And so
Wow.
I remember just feeling trusted and supported and relishing being able to get into something so serious with him, right? And then my second teacher that really made an impact was Mr. Schofield. And I was about 15 when I took his class on the Industrial Revolution. And all of my education until that point in history had been about kings and queens. It was all royalty all the time.
Sure, sure.
So to finally get to know what I would have been doing in the middle of the 19th century, right? That I would have been a
Yeah.
factory worker. No two ways about it, right? I was from a working class area of Sheffield. I was working class myself.
Okay.
And that gave me a love of chasing down stories about people who have been left out of many of the narratives we tell. And so that was just, it was enlightening. I got to do primary source work. I did my own research. So again, it was being trusted and being allowed the space to make discoveries on my own.
Yeah. No, being trust, I mean, with what you're describing, that's not necessarily what I would think of at that age. 8 years old, I mean, looking at really gritty stuff, and at 15 doing your own research. And that's awesome just to have teachers just kind of giving that support, like, yeah, you got this. I
Right,
believe in you. I trust
right.
you.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. Um, so no, thank you for sharing that connection and with that dedication too about within the a pedagogy of kindness. What inspired and led to the creation of a pedagogy of kindness?
The big aha moment was when I went to the Digital Pedagogy Lab in 2017.
Okay.
And I say in the book that it's not that the experience was textually all about kindness. It's that kindness was everywhere in the way that that experience had been designed.
Yeah.
People were welcoming. Our creature comforts were so well taken care of. Everybody who was leading an intro track or another track were so knowledgeable and so gracious. It was the first time I had been somewhere and there were pronoun buttons, for
Oh, sure,
example.
sure.
And I just really felt welcomed. And coming out of that experience, not only did I learn a tremendous amount about how to change my teaching,
Okay.
but I realized the thread was kindness. And so I changed my syllabus, changed my assignment sheets, all because of Digital Pedagogy Lab. And there were many other things in my life that led to me going, it's all about kindness,
Yeah,
right?
yeah, 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 yeah.
But that was the sort of crucial aha moment. And a couple of years later, I wrote an article about a pedagogy of kindness for hybrid pedagogy, which was the publication that was part of that same group of people and group of thinkers and instructors and
Yeah.
learners.
Yeah.
And after that came out, Josh Eiler said to
Mm.
me, this needs to be a book. So I signed a contract in June of 2020,
Okay.
and I was supposed to have it done by fall of the next year, and that clearly didn't happen. But, the world fell apart for a
Yes,
while
it
there.
did. It
So
very much did.
I think it was a better book for me getting to sit with it for longer and to think
Sure.
about it in more detail, and also to get a lot more experience with teaching online. So
Oh,
I'm glad it worked out as it did.
yeah, yeah. Going on that topic of, looking for professional learning. It sounded like this pivotal experience was a chance of just wanting to learn more and grow. You write about in your, again, it's a fantastic book for our viewers. We'll be sure to have a link in the description about where you can get a pedagogy of kindness. You write about the value of keeping up with the scholarship of teaching and learning, as a time investment can make our lives easier. Um, Following your advice to make one change and see how it goes. And I read that as a grace or a kindness of you will of we don't have to do this complete overhaul. We're just
Yeah.
looking for just this one thing just to kind of get started. What's a resource from the scholarship of teaching and learning, or just the teaching and learning world that you would recommend, particularly for those with that busy schedule, looking for just what's that one thing I can maybe try to digest?
Right. Oh, wow, that's a big question because
Yeah.
there's so many talented and thoughtful people doing teaching and learning work, right?
Mhm.
And communicating in lots of mediums, podcasts and videos and seminars and just so many things. I would say it depends very much on what an individual person feels the strongest connection to, the thing that they're like, I feel like this thing is maybe not working.
Yeah.
And that's different for everybody,
Yep. Yep.
right? Um, I can think of wonderful resources online for thinking about welcoming people into your classroom, right?
Yeah.
Things Mahabali and Michelle Pekan. Oh, I'm going to get her last name wrong. Pekansky Brock, I believe, is her last
Okay.
name. Both have incredible resources about hospitality and welcoming people in and thinking about how do you make the best first impression with people so that they have a sense of who you are, that sustains them and makes them connect to each other and to the work that you're going to be doing together. I
Yeah.
think that's a beautiful place to start, right? To think
Yeah.
about what happens when I walk into a room or I fire up Zoom or I'm on a discussion board. What am I telling people about myself through all of those mediums and also through things like syllabi, right? Because often our
Yeah.
students are sitting with a syllabus before they really know us very well.
Mhm.
So having that syllabus be deeply relational rather than legalistic is, again, I think a great place to start.
Yeah. Yeah. Join us for part two as we talk about using the syllabus as an opportunity to welcome students to the course.